Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, horror fuckers? Welcome back to the GoreCast on Thursday night as we are here for our customary group chat Thursday, which, I have renamed it. I've renamed it, and there's a specific reason why I've renamed it this week, which is because customarily... Geez, are you sitting on a smaller box or chair than usual, or is your tablet... I thought it was just on Skype, but I just noticed out that I was just like, he's kind of like just a disembodied head.
He needs that kid seat so he can sit up higher.
Yeah. Fuck you, I was slouching because my legs are up and I'm relaxing.
It's going to be a slightly more mental show than normal, which is saying something on a Thursday because customarily I would be the biggest proprietor, admittedly, of how we end up, sidetracking quite a bit while we podcast, and that's mostly because one of the people in the chat is giving me shit to sidetrack on in the chat, but now as Buzz is away on a secret mission involving some nuclear or military-grade plutonium and trying to get a DeLorean over 80 miles an hour.
Idiot.
That's not going to end well.
80. We can't say 88 or I'm going to get sued. It's like the Shinnin. Do you know what I mean? Bill's here with us as a bit of a change. So
Hello.
Prepare for some absolute mental stuff. Tom, Green Knight is not horror, but it's high dark fantasy, which I was like, that'll do.
Yep.
I wanted to watch it, and I was like, there's enough scary shit that I can put it on the horror show. That'll do. There's at least 4 very, very, very visual decapitations during the movie. So I was like, that'll do.
Yep.
That'll do. Speaking of Tom, hello everyone, and we have in the chat so far, we got Bree who threw out a yeet straight away. Yeet. We got Bill who's here and in the chat. Good stuff. We got Kaylee O'Neill. How are you? And I hope you're feeling better. She's a bit permanently fucked lately, from what I understand. Baby Cakes is joining in from the boudoir upstairs. Kyle's here. What's going on, Kyle? How are you?
Hi, Kyle.
Welcome to the GoreCast chat. And Newbie's in as well. How are you? Also, yes, I liked how you pointed out to listen to the censorship logo that I had as a message to YouTube. I won't lie to you. Don't feel like they listen overtly. Well, from what we've found out anyway, if
we also have jealous demented pictures.
Oh, demented, what's going on? No, you're the fuck. I'm the Irish.
Names of affections get twisted.
So upset that I'm going to have to go about this on air. You are my Yorkshire pudding, if you remember correctly. And Pam, for the longest time that I can think of, has been Baby Cakes. Just to clarify it. Yeah, she calls me Sugar Tits or Sugar Buns. I call her Sugar Tits. I don't know how we got onto this as a conversational piece.
He started it.
Yeah.
I know he did. I just can't remember how. I don't know how I ended up getting so into it. Is the
Back on this chair.
The most thing. Anyway, considering we've had a very weird intro to tonight's show, very, very appropriately, the movies that we have lined up. Do we have a whole fucking slew of headfuck movies for you this week, and a movie by Neill Blomkamp. Giving you a secret indication as to my opinions on it, ever so slightly. He's done a look. We'll start with that one because I got things to say. He just did a Blomkamp again, didn't he? He picked 4 or 5 really, really famous horror movies, robbed some bits out of all of those, stuck them together into a thing with a really loose plot that's kind of not completely ripped off, but
thought out.
Yeah, and then just was kind of like, okay, we have loads of that lad that does the bendy shit on TV and in all the horror movies. So we'll get a couple of scenes with him doing some bendy shit and fucking flim-flamming around the place. We need some crazy brain technology because people have been liking the old brain technology movies recently, you know. We need a girl in distress. And I haven't done a scary movie in a while, so I just, then we'll just rob a couple of basic jump scares.
Hey, so Katie.
Yeah,
I'm having a brain freeze, guys. Johnny Orgiz, who's the wrestler with the hair I took a liking to? I have no idea where to begin with Googling him. I just know he has
Jungle Boy.
Hair. Oh.
It's Jungle Boy.
Okay.
Luke Perry's son.
thank the gods you remember, because I was going to suggest Bray Wyatt.
Because you remember she was watching it.
I was going to start naming off like all the long-haired people. I'm like, I don't know.
She was watching it on, I think it was Double or Nothing. Do you remember you had her watching it as well? And she was like, I don't know, it's fine, I'm not really super into it. And then Jungle Boy came on the screen and so did she.
That sounds right.
Luke Perry's
I'm
son.
going to jump in here with a dad joke for Pam because she requested
Why?
a joke.
Yeah.
So, Pam, what's Dracula's favorite fruit? Nectarines.
Who put that? Who put that in there?
Nobody put that in there. Bill came up with that on the spot. Your missus was looking for dad jokes.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
I blame Pam.
I have to say
I blame
that was
Pam.
bad. Okay, so now you've got the guy from the chat that causes all of the sidetracks in the actual show. The guy who causes the sidetracks on the show conventionally, still on the show, and now that guy's missus evidently taking up the slack in the chat for doing sidetracks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good Thursday, people. Yeah.
It'll be a long Thursday.
I was kind of worried. I'm like, man, with him here, we're not going to get the jokes. But nope, we did. Life's good again.
We all get the jokes. We got the jokey jokes. You can't beat some jokey jokes. It's always fun. Yeah. So, will we just start with?
I say demonic. Yeah.
Do you want to start with demonic? That's fine. Yeah. We'll. Okay. Here's the thing, because customarily we kind of go by, the way we
enjoyed them.
Sometimes we go by the way we enjoyed them.
I'm still doing
and
that right now.
And sometimes we do them chronologically, but they're all the same year, so that's out.
I think we should leave the best one to last.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's enjoyment level.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. I enjoyed Green Knight and Censor both equally, but for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, I was thinking if we went in an ascension of mentalness. So we start with demonic, then we go into Green Knight, and finish off with the movie that's essentially about a woman's fucking brittle twig snapping and her going fucking logo essay on a whole bunch of horror movie people. Just throwing it out there.
I feel like that's kind of fitting. Like,
yeah,
she was very attractive in that.
Yes,
she was.
I'm glad that that's what you took away from the movie.
Yeah,
she was a hot librarian
in 1980s England.
Movies, like kind of touch us all in different ways, man.
You were opening for that is a very badly worded sentence, and you were opening for just an onslaught of verkrachte.
Double ententes.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Okay.
I will try to be careful.
You will. Oh my god. Not unlike the last movie we're going to review, I think my censor button is going to be running wild tonight. just get it warmed up there now. Okay. I am prepped for the censor buttoning, and also if I ever end up on one of those buzzer-in game shows, sorted as well. So that's good.
There you go.
Okay, so I will line up the trailer. Someone take Demonic away, because I won't lie to you. I fell asleep the first time I watched it, and most of it didn't go in the second time I watched it. So
Okay.
I'm aware. I'm aware of all of the stuff that happened. I just have no way. My brain just decided to lock on to several different scenes and go, "That's that." Which, not trying to sound like a prick.
Anyway,
Kind of could be.
okay, I'll
be a movie review as well. I'm not too sure.
Anyway, so Demonic tells the story of a woman named Carly who has basically cut herself off from her mother, who has been incarcerated after killing 21 people in an old folks home that she used to work in. Basically, she set fire to the entire thing, burned everyone to the ground. So naturally, Carly, after the entire family...
Now you know what to
the
do,
entire
Carly. Burn them down.
Don't forget, she also poisoned the church group.
Burn
Yeah.
them
Yes,
down.
it was also a poisoning of
Shooting
church.
her
Burn them all.
After the entire fucking town turned on her, Carly went, "Screw you, bitch, I am out of here," and fucked off. Now, unfortunately, it also meant that she lost touch with
Reality. Sanity.
whatever-
The way that the brain works.
No.
Oh, okay.
Society.
Yeah.
If you fell asleep, so I should probably cover the parts until you woke up again.
Do you know what? I'm so mad to get off this movie. I actually thought we were talking about Censor for a second.
So anyway,
My
That was
brain
quite a
just won't do this fucking film.
All right.
at the time when Carly's mother went nuts, she was hanging around with two friends, Martin and Samantha.
There we go.
Now, over the years, and because of what happened, she is no longer hanging around with Martin, and Sam has recently moved back into her life. They kept in touch, but whatever. Martin recently gets in contact with her out of the blue and informs her that he was basically doing a job in a hospital, and he was brought in to treat a patient that turned out to be Carly's mother. The people that were there knew that Martin was aware of her, and they want Carly to come in as well to help because her mother is just like pretty much vegetated. She's in a full-on coma. Carly eventually agrees to go in, and it's basically a new way of trying to help people in a coma by way of a mental transferal. You're hooked into a machine, and both
The
consciousness are represented in a 3D simulation. It is hoped that Carly can go in and just check on the mental well-being of her mother, because no one has a clue what the story is. She goes in, has a confrontation with her mother, tells her mother that she hates her, never wants anything to do with her, blah, 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 blah. Her mother turns around and says, "Good, I'm glad. I'm glad you're okay. Please get the fuck out of here and never ever come
Right.
back. Go, please leave now." Carly's like, "All right, fine, fuck you, bitch. I'm out of here."
Like she was
The-
pissed that she didn't get the hug or some shit.
Yeah. The two lads running.
The fact that her mother was a psycho.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. So the two people in charge of the operation, well, the one guy is mainly in charge of the operation and he has an assistant. They conduct an interview with Carly afterwards because this is a new process and they need to find out how it affects the people going in and if there's any information that can be used to help the patient. They also heavily imply that they are looking forward to seeing Carly back because this is an ongoing process and it's only through repeated sessions that they might actually be able to help her mother. Carly is understandably not too interested in doing it, and unfortunately is also starting to have some very bad dreams relating to stuff that happened on the night that her mother went wonko, and so is once again very, very reticent about doing anything. She does agree to go in a second time, at which point things go batshit fucking insane because she encounters something in the simulation which basically caused her to have a psychosomatic response. She is cut in the simulation on her arm, and in real life, her arm opens up. This freaks her the fuck out.
Understandably, because that's kind of a weird thing.
Well,
Exactly.
and again, like when she runs across mom's like, "Dude, I told you, just go the fuck away." Like,
Now, she ends up going back to Martin, who she admittedly had stayed away from because apparently when things went sideways for her mother originally, Martin made certain claims to have seen certain things and all this that, Carly and everyone else just went, "You're fucking crazy. Don't want anything to do with you. Stay away." Now, after seeing stuff herself inside the simulation, Carly has to basically
Face her
admit to Martin,
demons.
okay, well, that's certainly one way of putting
Right.
it. It's not necessarily her demon. It's more like face the demon that has apparently taken root in her mother's fucking noggin, which Martin has done extensive research into. And it's basically some form of Korax demon that gets into your head, makes you see stuff, makes you do stuff, gets into the heads of your friends, and becomes parasitic in that way.
You go back into a brain hole through some sort of computerized shenanigery and essentially download a demon into your own head.
Well, that's stuff that happens later on. I think once again,
Whole bunch of bad time.
yeah. But anyway,
We are trying to just remember all of these movies are just out, so
I know.
Right.
And what I was
Okay.
going to say was, Martin also, in his research, stumbles across the fact that all these bits of exorcisms and things like that, where people are possibly possessed, and some people write it off. Well, here's the thing: the Vatican kind of admits that it's all real. They really believe in it, and they
100% they made a really shitty horror movie about it.
They might kind of have this black ops group that goes around doing stuff about it. So, just a heads up, So yeah, and
Right, you have a downloaded demon in your head, and now you got some Catholic ninjas on the way after you. Get
Right.
dang it!
Do you want to know what really had me going, "Oh, for fuck's sake"? Of all the stuff that happened in this film, the one thing that really had me going, "Oh, for fuck's sake," was the fact that this group of lads, right? This group of lads that are out to do their job, happen to have the fucking spear of destiny on them.
Well, if you're going hunting demons down, what else are you going to use?
Right. I mean, that just seems like the first thing you pack kind of deal.
Do you know?
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know what that is? That is the Catholic demon hunter equivalent of. Do you know your man in Aliens that was like, "Can I just please bring the big gun?" Or was it some other guy in some other movie with grenades? There's always one of those characters that they're like, "No,
I
you,
wanted to bring grenades in Firefly.
yeah, yeah, that'll do. You never let me bring my grenades in a Firefly." Yeah, so that's the Catholic version of that, where they were just like, "Look, we can either go in and exorcise the demon, which is good, it looks great on camera and stuff like that, or do you want to fire a big lightning spear at him and just make him puff back to his own dimension?"
But here's the thing: if there's supposed to be teams going around, how come this particular team happens to have a heavenly nuke? And that's what it is. Let's make no mistake.
They won some
Let's make no mistake.
interoffice lottery. There was a sweepstakes,
spear-
maybe it's on a rental thing. Do you know where it's kind
We
of like
lay it out so each team gets its
if
turn,
you guys want to set
know.
up all of your demonic huntings around the sort of September to the end of November kind of time, you could take the Spear of Destiny around that time. If Team B want to kind of work it out, because a lot of those spirits get uppity. You think Halloween is when it's all going to go down, but around Christmas time, there's a lot of emotions and people are running high, and there's some uppity shit
I
going
would
on.
actually make it comparable to, From Dusk Till Dawn, when they had
It's a
the
supernatural
family, and
WMD,
they
for
could go-
fuck's sake.
Yeah, but that's the thing. In reality, though, it's not actually a WMD, is it? Like, if you're a demon, it's a fuckload of no fun.
It's overkill, like ridiculously
Yeah,
overkill.
and if you can overkill on tap, why wouldn't you do it?
Right.
You can't
Right.
overkill on tap. It's called holy water.
The only thing I'd say about the overkill, though,
call me
is
crazy.
if it was
I think,
overkill.
Sorry, call me crazy. I think the literal spear that was in Jesus Christ's side that they're firing at people is way more overkill than fucking holy water.
Exactly, my point.
I feel like holy water is just kind of like a back off, but the spear's like, you're going
There
back.
was no explosions and killing people with the holy water. I've seen The Exorcist. You just get to say a really cool line while cold breath comes out of your mouth. The power of Christ compels to your tongue. The
Yeah,
power
but
of
the only
Christ
thing is
compels
like
you.
if the spear was like a religious nuke, effectively, when she initially stabbed Michael with it 2 or 3 times, and the demon was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, he should have been gone. So it wasn't as overkill as it should have been.
True. And also,
True.
just to clarify, the initials WMD stand for Weapon of Mass Destruction.
Weapon of Mass Destruction.
Yeah, which that really isn't a weapon of mass destruction.
The spear of destiny. Whoever
Yeah.
controls it controls the world.
Or, well, do they?
Yes.
do they?
But is it controlling the world through it actually being powerful, or controlling it because it's revered or feared?
What is it, like some sort of mystical joystick to control the planet? Like you just plug it into the ground and it's just like, okay, we're taking a left kind of thing, control the world? Or is it like a...
If I remember correctly, whoever possesses the Spear of Destiny, their powers increase tenfold, and they have the ability
They're
to
able
just
to
make shit
mold
happen.
destiny, yes.
Reality, yeah.
Look, I'm aware of what the Spear of Destiny is. I'm just rising it because it's funny.
Okay. So
Yeah,
all fun and
but
games
it's actually never referred
it's
to
all
as
fun and
Spear of
games until the
Justice.
Thule Society come knocking on your fucking door, dude.
Until the
Yeah,
who?
right.
The Thule Society come knocking on your door.
Okay.
I will say I liked the.
But they can go out to
the
my tool
sci-
shed and take whatever they want. I don't mind.
I liked the whole kind of trying to bring science into the whole Matrix thing, but I just overall I didn't really feel like the movie did any. Like it was.
I'm pretty
It
sure
was
the idea
not
of
the
using
ghost.
cyber technology to kill demons has been in something else before. Buffy. And
Do
other
actually-
stuff.
you
I'm
know?
sure
Do you,
that-
do
I'm
you
just
know?
talking about this.
Do you know what
If
you
you-
probably really like the movie? It's because if you look at it objectively, it's not a terrible movie, but it's also
Right.
4 other movies that you've seen before stitched into one
Exactly.
big movie.
I can actually tell you what movies are actually interconnected into
I'm
this film.
so
to make
glad
it.
you said that because I was going to ask. I already mentioned the fucking kind of Conjuring or that kind of vibe. Although, you know, I'm kind of reluctant to say Conjuring now because of the... I can't remember the name of the... It'll come to me.
I would
say
actually-
Conjuring.
The 3 films that I think are closest to make up how this interconnects would be Lawnmower Man,
Yep.
From Dusk Till Dawn, and shit, I forgot the third one.
I wanted to say
Exorcist?
Oh yeah,
No.
Assassin's Creed, because
Scanner
of
Darkly.
the
Animus style thing.
Oh
Yeah.
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 thing.
Dust Till Dawn though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't get the Dust Till Dawn
The
vibe.
Vampire Hunters.
Yeah, but there's Vampire
Or,
Hunters
sorry,
and
not
everything.
not Dusk Till Dawn. John Carpenter's Vampires. I meant.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
the Hit
yes.
Squad.
Yeah. Specific. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Like
that
the
was,
Squad.
to be honest, there's
Ouch.
actually a more on point movie because it's which I just remember. Or actually, no, I didn't remember the name of it. But do you know the one where this girl's mum is possessed and the Vatican have her under lock and key so they can examine her? Do you know she's sitting in the room? It's really famous. It's in Scary Movie and everything. Do you know the connect the cuts? I can't remember the fucking name of it.
I don't remember that one.
It's like a found footage movie, but like it's all fucking bendy body, breaky bone shit, and there's like a secret order as part of the Vatican that look
The
into.
Exorcism of Emily Rose?
No, God, no! This happened over in Italy.
Devil Inside.
Devil Inside. That's the one. Connect the cuts.
Thank you, Kyle.
Terrible fucking movie. Terrible movie.
I don't think I saw that one
Yeah.
then.
Thank
Was
you,
that the
Kyle.
one where
Devil
they had her
Inside.
on
yeah.
like a rack that broke various bones and arms and legs and stuff.
That's Stigmata. Which
Which
Kyle
is
also
actually
mentioned.
what
Yeah.
is actually what Charlotte Fernandez mentioned a second ago.
I think
Yeah,
it would
no,
have
no,
Fernandez, I should say. Apologies,
100%
Charlotte.
Devil Inside is what I was thinking of. Yeah, because I wouldn't give out
That's
about
not-
Stigmata because Stigmata is a great movie.
Oh yeah. No, like I said, you said it like you've seen the same shit in other movies. I didn't hate it, but out of the 3 films tonight, this was probably my least favorite.
Agreed.
There was some good scenes. The effects weren't bad. Acting's not horrible. But it really wasn't my favorite of the 3 though.
I like the look of the Korak steel, but apart from that,
I will say,
Oh,
like
it's good.
special
yeah.
effects wise and everything, it looked great and it shot really well. It's just that it drags ass in places where he's trying to tie 4 different movies into each other.
One
It's kinda
concept that didn't really work for me was the headset for going into the VR. Like you just put on basically a fucking shower cap with a load of sensors on it, and then all of a sudden magically it's like
Really?
you. Like there was
Really?
nothing to actually stimulate going in there.
I'm sorry, you of all people and all the mad-ass fucking 60s and 70s sci-fi shit we've seen over the decades, and you're telling me that was your sticking point? You and I have seen things where electrodes were stuck to people's heads, and that was enough to do it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but at least they would have been stuck to places that made sense, like temples now, whereas this
That was an
basically
entire
shower
fracking
cap with,
skull
like,
cap, dude.
Kyle, I wouldn't say that it wasn't so much
Right.
the script is an issue. I would say you could tell where he had these like scenes in his
Inspired
head, and then
from other stuff.
Yeah, and then reverse engineer the script around.
Right.
You can tell very
Trying to
much
fit
until the
something
cool
from
stuff.
Scene to scene.
You can tell very much until the cool stuff happens. It's all okay. What are the dots that I need to fill in here to get from A to C, so I can have some fucking freaky shit happen? And then,
You know, like when she reconnects with the friend they ostracized, like those were just, to me, were kind of like weak script moments. Like they were just putting in enough dialogue, but it didn't really feel.
Yeah, very
heavy.
much. I need to fill 5 minutes here.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I don't have a personal issue with Neill Blomkamp myself, but I have to say, there's just, after watching all of the shit that he's done, I just feel like if the man had an original thought, his head would fucking
The
explode.
world might end.
Because I mean, like you and I have discussed it before, Giz. I mean, like Chappie is literally just Short Circuit, but slightly more violent with Diane words because they're fucking great crack.
All of these movies are basically something else except made more vulgar.
Yeah, District 9 is just V.
But
Alienation.
I will say,
Or
though,
say, yeah,
even though
Alienation. I always mix those two up.
even though
How?
that
One's
it
got
is,
lizards
I still-
trying to eat us. The other has people that dissolve if you give them salt water.
No, I mean, I always
But-
mix up what one I want to say when I'm talking about this. I always say V for some reason, and it's not.
Rather than alienation.
Yeah.
Sorry, Car.
I still dug District 9, though. I still thought it was a really good movie and shit. This one just
With
it
those
didn't
fucking
have-
prawns. With the fucking prawns.
right.
That was very bad, South African.
It's
I sounded
not
more.
the-
That was more like a prawn hating Joe Pesci there, if anything.
What am I here for your amusement?
These fucking prawns.
Look at them sticking out of that bowl. What are they here for your amusement?
You stupid fucking
I'm
prawn.
not funny.
Do you think I'm funny, prawn?
Another thing that doesn't make sense, like there's another glaring plot hole in this, is the guy that they
one.
ostracized for years. How the fuck did he find out about the religious hunting group and have this whole container load of all this information? Like it was
Because he spent the last fucking 20 years researching it after everyone told him he was nuts and he kept seeing shit. He does say that the dreams and the stuff never goes away. He's been haunted by
Yeah.
what he saw that day.
And since he didn't have any friends, all he had was his basement and the internet. Like, so he just started fucking, like, why
Even
am I
shit,
this
like, can you
way?
imagine what about- You've seen what happens when you get slightly obsessed with stuff. He had decades for his obsession.
There's Kyle. I totally agree that it's at a stage that there's nothing that hasn't kind of already been done, but there's kind of. It's, if you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's kind of, you can literally tell when he was writing the script, when he was kind of like, oh, I had Devil Inside on while I was writing this bit of the script, in case you hadn't noticed. Oh, I had a fucking I can't remember the other movies that were mentioned now. They're gone out of my head, but you know what I mean. It's one thing seeing or watching or reading and having an idea and being kind of like, God, it'd be cool if we took it that way, opposed to just kind of, I'm just going to put this in my movie, if you know what I mean.
See, like I said,
Not
you know,
blatant, like ripping offing, but like there's a couple of bits where you're like, I have seen all of this before.
Right. And again, like, that's where, because District 9 is probably my favorite of his work. Like, I was still entertained, even though I knew it was all of these other things. It was still a good take on what he was doing. Here, there wasn't. It was just more filler and cool scenes. I didn't really feel like there was any additional creativity. It was just like, I want to make the explosion scene link up with the next cool fucking demon scene kind of shit.
Like
I-
when she went in the second time and there was the tunnel through the room that went to where the TB hospital was. Like, I was expecting a fucking Stargate to appear there and her to go on to another.
Wait a minute, is that goddamn MacGyver standing at the end of that bright light?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's what you were saying about like chopping bits out of watching other things. Like, I was literally expecting a fucking Stargate.
Yeah, there's a difference between like seeing something cool and being inspired to kind of go off and genuinely make your own thing from like whatever that's spurred off in your head, and there's a difference between just cutting and pasting. Would be the I think the best way I could think of wording that. Right. We'll do the final thoughts when we come back, I suppose. So we're going to hit the trailer for Demonic, and actually, just before we go, just to clarify, I actually do like District 9 and I especially like Chappie just because I just liked the style of it.
Chappie, I couldn't get into.
I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. Cute dogs and babies and all of that kind of thing. I'm just like, fucking, whatever. But a really adorable robot, and I'm like, sold. I'm in. Same as Short Circuit.
I love robots. Like stuff, but Chappie just didn't do it for me.
Seamus
District 9 is cool.
Yeah.
Johnny 5, if I had a Johnny 5, he'd still be alive, I tell you, because goddamn, fucking cool robots are awesome, because they're practical as well.
Don't disassemble Stephanie.
Yeah, don't disassemble Stephanie, but there's the benefit, because it's like, unless you have one of those horse dogs, you can also just hop up on the back of Johnny 5 and ride him into town if you need to.
Plus, it's got a laser.
And he's got a laser. And as everyone knows, fucking lasers are great crack.
Not anymore, you replace it with a toolbox.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
Short Circuit 2 replaces the laser with the toolbox.
I forgot about that. That's depressing.
Well, you don't want a young teenage robot having that laser going off while he's asleep.
It'll take somebody's eye out.
Damp downloads aside, we're going to go into the trailer for that took a twist. That took a dark turn near the end of it there. I'm not even going to... Anyway, we're going to go into the trailer for Demonic, and we're going to be back where we're going to be talking about The Green Knight.
Robotic porn.
How is this possible? Do you know what this place is?
Your mother, Angela, she's our patient.
I've been out of touch with her for a very long time. Oh my God.
Her mind is very active in the simulation.
Simulation?
She went on a homicidal rampage. This is your chance to ask her why.
Mom? Carly, you have to go. You have to go. Guys, please let me out. Can you hear me? Guys!
What are we doing?
No. Just wait.
Are you sure that you haven't been having any hallucinations outside of the simulation? Demonic possession. It could be real.
I can't do this.
You want to end up like your mother. The Vatican has been funding a black ops unit, using priests like soldiers. Now that it's free, it won't stop coming for you. Stop right there.
Let's watch Boss Level. That's supposed to be another Groundhog Day movie.
We are back.
Dude, that is fucking awesome, Giz.
Boss
that
Level?
shit is... Yes.
Okay.
And it's got a way to play Crossbones from the Avengers. And,
nice.
Dude, I was rolling my ass off on that
Nice.
fucking movie. The kid turned me on to it.
Okay, I'll say it for the third time. We are back.
Yes.
That's why I wasn't fully conversing with you and was just like, nice. Very good.
I take no responsibility for that.
That was the trailer. That was the trailer for Demonic. Look, if you need a horror movie to throw on, that'll do.
It was all right.
If I was,
that's a good 3 a.m. I can't sleep kind of thing.
yeah, if I was going to give
that's a tagline on the back of a DVD if ever I heard one.
If I was going to give a non-numerical review, that would be it. That'd be like, if you're bored and you need to throw on a horror movie, that'll do. Because it covers all the bases. It's got a little bit of the sci-fi horror in there with all the computer stuff, so I got that bit in. That's sorted. I got a little bit of the bendy, bone-breaky, Vatican-fueled fucking priest ninjas from Priest and the devil inside. That's sorted. I got some weird polygon-faced people dealing with a demon inside a fucking virtual reality world. Like, Law and Order, man. What's not to like? Do you know what I mean? You can just throw it on and tend to all of your needs all in one go. It's like when you go to McDonald's and order off the cheap menu and just order everything.
Yep.
Do you know the $2 menu and all that kind of thing? It's like when you go in and you just go, I'll just take the menu. But
Just go in and get the box of 20 chicken nuggets. It's the best thing you can get there. It's cheap and cheerful, and it's the big box.
So, I'm all about the red meat, man.
We're not going to get into the conversation about Domino's, are we, Bill?
Better than Cats. Oh yeah, it's if you're talking about the movie Cats, it's hands down way better than the Cats.
It's less scary too.
Yes. Also, I really think we should review Cats.
No,
but as a horror movie, I would like to review it and then us fantasy.
You just want to watch it because Idris Elba is in it.
No, I do not. Number one, I've already seen it.
Cats.
Yeah. Number one, I've already seen it. Number two, as much as I love Idris Elba, that was way too much Idris Elba for me to see.
Bree, that depends on which continent you're on. You wouldn't want a McChicken in China because they literally eat feet and the brains and stuff as well.
Right. Okay. Sorry. I was talking about Idris Elba there. I didn't know we were still talking about McNuggets.
Welcome to the random.
I think I would like to review Cats, but when we're finished reviewing it, I would like to fantasy book it with you guys as a horror movie. Musical. We'll keep the music in for the crack because we can try and write some songs. It might be the whole episode. We might just review one movie and fantasy book it.
Oh shit. Okay, that does kind of sound
Giz,
fun.
you and I have seen enough. And I'm not a musical guy, but I like all the musical horrors. Do you know, like fucking Rocky
Repo.
Horror and fucking Repo and the zombie movie one you and I watched a year or two ago.
And the Apocalypse.
Fucking amazing movie or musical,
Dude,
whatever way you want to look at it.
yeah.
Great, awesome, really good, super, great times. I would like to fantasy book Cats as a horror movie. I might even see if Kyle and Tom are about and bring them on too. Oh god. My insides are trying to become on the outside.
If we do it might be about time for this.
Sweeney Todd's another good
Is that
one.
the absinthe?
It is.
Do you want to be drinking essentially hallucinogenic alcohol while watching Cats? I cannot explain enough how much Idris Elba is in it.
It's not what I want to do, it's what reality may necessitate.
And also that chunky lad from England that now does the late night TV show, James Corden. He's also in it.
Can't stand him.
Yeah, he's in it.
shit,
And
so
he's in it, and he's in as tight a suit as Idris Elba.
Oh,
And
that ain't
just,
kosher.
just to clarify, when he came on the screen the first time in Cats, I was genuinely, when Idris Elba came on the screen the first time, I was actually like, oh Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like some weird cat action man, because all of the crotch area has obviously been, padded down so it doesn't look like a big old
Spiky cat cock?
big old ding dong flim-flamming around.
Oh, well.
I used to like James Corden until he slowly revealed what an unmerciful prick he kind of is in real life, and then I was kind of like, maybe carpool karaoke isn't a good enough reason to like you. Yeah, Cats. The old red rocket, the lipstick, as I call it when Tuco has a happy time. Your lipstick's out.
Oh no.
Anyway, getting back to Demonic.
Yeah, Demonic. We should probably do a rating of that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was my official rating and review was. Sure, if you're bored and need a horror movie to put on, that'll do. Put it on the box, lads. Ring up Neill Blomkamp. We got the back. We got the back of the box.
Would you watch it again though?
Dude, I've watched a lot of shit.
I probably
I'm hoping to get
would.
to sleep, so.
Because, and here's why, my brain didn't really retain a lot of that movie as I was watching it because I had kind of seen it all before. So if it was like 10 in the morning which is customarily not when I enjoy watching horror movies. But if it was 10 in the morning and I'd had a couple of cups of coffee and I was feeling lively, yeah, I'll probably throw it on again and be like, oh, okay, now I fully know what's going on. Because unfortunately, all the bits my brain seemed to tune out for were the bits that linked everything together. Modern Family fans might agree with me. I don't know. But I can't stand him either. Oh my god. Eric Stone Street. Oh yeah, the big the big guy from the gay couple in Modern Family. Chalk it down. I'd love him. He's great. That'd be amazing. Anyway, moving on. Ratings for Demonic. I'll go. You go.
I'll go average 3.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, I'll give it a 3, I suppose. It wasn't utter dire shite.
Right, like I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. But
I don't think it was an utter dire shite, but you know, with how many kind of hodgepodged, non-worky together ideas they tried to throw in together, I'm going to give it a very generous 2.
I will also give it. I will also give it a 2, because if I put a 0.5 in right now, it's going to really fuck up my on-the-fly maths. So it's an average of 2.5 if we average it out.
Kyle has to head away. Kyle, thanks
All
for
right,
watching.
cheers for joining, brother. I'll catch you later,
See
dude.
next time, man.
Good seeing you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, so 2.5 for Demonic.
And that sounds about right. Like,
Other horror other reviews I could put on the back of the DVD box. Yep, it's a horror movie.
right.
That was a film that I watched.
Neill Blomkamp, he directs stuff. That'd be another quote I'd be willing to put in the back of the box. What other quote would I be willing to put on the back of the
From
box?
the guy that gave us District 9 and Chappie, here is a watchable film.
The other
People
two are
will probably
watchable.
watch it.
Who would have thought? Who would have
The guy
thought?
who gave us District 9. Here's something I watched on my lazy day off.
Who would have thought a shower cap could cause so much trouble? Johnny Deadly, the GoreCast.
Anyway, shall we move on to the Green Knight?
Yeah. We'll move on to the Green Knight. This was a fucking hell of a time. I don't mind telling you.
Oh, dude.
Loved it.
Loved every second of it.
I'm just happy that I wasn't the one that chose it, so it was kind of like, oh great, we get to review the Green Knight, and I didn't have to plead a case for it. Fantastic.
I think if you remember back when we first announced it on the show a few weeks ago, you know, I was expecting a whole like Power Ranger-y vibe. You know, there's going to be different color knights and stuff.
Oh, good gods!
I
didn't know that you were
I don't know
taking
if you
the
remember
piss.
correctly, or if you're aware. The reason I put this on was because you had mentioned it so many times that it was out now.
Did I?
Yeah, like pretty much the
Yeah.
last 2 or 3 podcasts you have told us that the Green Knight is out now, by the way, just in case anyone's interested in watching it. And I was kind of like, I kind of am interested in watching it, but I don't have time to watch any personal movies anymore.
It came up in one of our news feeds and shit, so we watched the trailer. And, dude, the trailer looked good.
Yeah,
Like, it
that's
caught
because,
me.
that's
you know?
because it's a good goddamn movie.
So-
That's why.
Oh, yeah. So when it came up for the show tonight, I was like, sweet. I can put this in my work hours instead of just my normal, randomly, constantly watching shit.
When am I going to find time to watch this? Oh, I don't need to find the time. It's work. Woohoo!
Right. All right, kid, I'll have to take care of you later. Gotta watch a movie for work.
Yeah, so it's the good old-fashioned tale of King Arthur and his nephew.
Kind of, yeah. The Green Knight is attributed to an anonymous writer called the Pearl Poet, and while the figure features in 3,
Which is a great name, I'm just going to say.
while the Green Knight features in 3 distinctly different tales, this one primarily focuses on the Pearl Poet's work, which is the tale of Sir Gawain, who basically accepts the challenge laid down by the Green Knight to take a swing at the Green Knight as long as a year from that day, on Christmas Day, if Sir Gawain would accept the same swing. In the original tale, Gawain offs the Green Knight's head, and the rest of the story is...
And in this tale too.
Yeah, with the rest of the story, showing Gawain's travels and how he goes through various different trials, particularly when he gets to the Lord who is living in a valley close to his final destination, and he is presented with various different temptations and tests to see whether or not he has what it takes to be a knight.
All of them. All of the bases were covered. All of them. Yeah, I have to say, Gawain as well is just one big mishap waiting to happen. Once he leaves on his trip, it's just like, how many ways can I fuck this up?
Yeah, right. This version of the story very much has a more relatable version of Sir Gawain as opposed to the romanticized version that we would have been presented with, where he is the epitome of what a knight should be. This is basically a young man who hasn't yet been knighted, who is looking for the respect of his fellow knights and the adoration of even his own family, his own uncle, who basically says, look, I don't know you that well, come sit with me, tell me a story of yourself. And he has to turn around and go, well, I don't have any stories to tell. At which point Guinevere turns around and goes, yes. And then when the Green Knight enters, of course...
Because I don't think you're really going to be entertained by the stories that I have of, like, drinking and hoeing all night. Like, because that's pretty much what he fucking does, like, I went drinking again last night.
Well, if you think about it, all the knights have been there and done that as well, so...
That's what they do. That's what knights do.
Now, one of the interesting things about this, and one of the deviations from the original, is that in the original tale, when the Green Knight enters, Arthur accepts the challenge, and Gawain steps forward and says, no, my king, let me do it instead. In this, we have an Arthur who is very much old and at the end of his time, and even says, though my spirit is willing to leap over the table and accept this challenge, my body will not follow it. Who here will take it up? And Gawain
Which is a very eloquent way of going, I'm bothered.
Now, my understanding, in the original...
I've been through a whole bunch of wars, pulled a sword out of a stone, my life's wanked. My left leg's wanked, my shoulder's wanked. I mean, the fact that I'm even standing up beside you here is a bit of a miracle, to be blatantly honest. So if you wouldn't mind hopping over that table and being a bit of a champion, that'd be amazing.
But my understanding was in the original, the whole room kind of like, dude, you can do this, just fucking get on it. Like they pressured the nephew into it.
I'm not
sure. This one, they
about...
all went silent, and they were all kind of saying like, which one of us will actually step up, because they were all knights, and the expectation was one would step up and accept the challenge.
I genuinely can't wait for that scene, because I know some sort of spoofy movie is going to end up covering that scene anyway at some stage, and I can't wait for that scene where it's just Arthur talking to your man, and he's just like, so you understand what the challenge is, yeah? And he's like, of course I understand what the challenge is. Leaps over the table, lobs your man's fucking head off, and it just goes back to Arthur, and he's just like, he did not understand what the challenge is.
Dude,
or worse,
what I thought was
sleep over the table, trips and falls.
Yeah. No, I was watching this with a friend.
And then lobs your man's head off. It's a duple joke.
Like,
if you're doing one of those spoof movies, just fuck as many jokes into a scene as is humanly possible. That's how they work. How many ways can I take the piss out of this in 5 minutes?
I was watching the movie with a friend, and they were like, he's like, oh, I don't have a sword. And like all the knights just kind of like tighten up on their sword. And she's like, dude, 50 people in the room can't. And I was like, dude, do you not see what's standing in front of them? This is not an everyday thing. I'm not going to be the guy clogging the room without a sword if this goes sideways.
It's also, sorry. I thought the reason was because they were like, just in case there's some loophole where he comes looking for my head because it's my sword and shit. I'd rather if you just,
If he was smart, he would have picked up a fucking kitchen knife off the table, just went over and flicked it across his fucking cheek, and it'd be, here you go, I'll get it.
Bill, I think we've established if he was smart, he's de facto go-to move wouldn't have been decapitation.
Oh yeah,
which is why they have that bit where Arthur asks him if he's sure he understands the challenge. Yes, I think I do. Now, like I said,
right there's like this can be a good chip.
Now, in this, there is that ambiguity. In the original, there is no ambiguity. Like I was saying earlier, the original is written in a time where pretty much every man in that room is a killer.
Yeah.
And as a result, if you want to be like them, you have to be able to take the shot when it's there. Yeah. So obviously, the inclination is, I'm going to take your fracking head off. It's off.
I was actually surprised how Arthur wasn't more taken aback at all of the knights in the room, because they were all cheering him on for cutting his head off, and he's like, oh, literally all of the most trusted people I used to defend my country have no idea how this simple riddle worked out. That is worrying. Gwendolyn, Marion, I won't that's that's a little bit worrying. I'd put a lot more fit because I mean you understood it, right? I mean it's a relatively simple riddle. Don't get me wrong, it's worded all nice and stuff, but it is pretty much, you cut me and then in a year later I come back and I get to deliver onto you the same damage, which it's kind of like, why would you cut his head off, Gwendolyn?
That's where the whole thing really. Go ahead.
I don't know if that's the way that it's worded in the original, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if it is left that ambiguous whereby you could get away with a little bit of a nick. What I do know is that he does whack the head off in the original. Now in this, like you said, there is the ambiguity, there is the wordplay. So if you listen to it carefully, but then again, the ending of the story is also different from like I said, from the story that this is most likened to, in regards to the Green Knight, because the ending of the story. The whole point of this is to show Gawain's trials, to show the test of his vows, to show that he is worthy of being a knight, that he is loyal, that he is chaste,
not just
that
a
he is
knight,
courageous.
but a knight of Arthur's court.
Precisely, yes, that he embodies everything that is supposed to be the best of the knights of the Round Table. And like I said, in his travels, there's various different things that happen to him. Most notably, when he's in like the valley next to the Green Chapel, where he's supposed to find the Green Knight, he is greeted by Lord Bertolac de Hautezeur.
I thought the most significant thing would have been when he miscellaneously wandered into Attack on Titan.
Once again, I don't know if that's in the original or not, but I can understand.
Well, it was fucking cool. I'll tell you that straight out.
I can understand where they would have gotten. I can understand where they would have gotten the notion for that, since, like I was saying earlier, giants are one of the few things that England doesn't really have, like old folklore the way a lot of other countries does.
Yeah, they just robbed everyone else's.
It's not that they robbed everyone else's, it's that they are an amalgamation of all these other previous nations who came to that land and basically kicked the shit out of whoever was there last, took over, and that cycle kept repeating until someone finally was able to, the Saxons, I think, or maybe, anyway. My point being, Arthurian legend primarily is denoted with being Welsh, Cornwall, things like that. So that's Celtic mythology. One of the few linking things in Celtic mythology, still in line with the English, is the idea that giants used to walk the earth. Like Bill mentioned earlier, if he was walking, if you follow the directions given in the film, then theoretically he'd be coming out somewhere around, I think you were saying Liverpool or something like that.
About Liverpool or Manchester, which would put him level with Belfast.
Which is where the Giant's Causeway is. So once again,
Scouser Giants, that is a terrifying thought. 100-foot Byrons.
Oh, gods. Fucking hellfire.
Some of the Limerick Irish people in the chat will understand what I'm saying there. But 100-foot Byrons. And that's not even 100-foot Byrons, because Byrons the one on the overtly side of Liverpudlians. There's the other side of them where they're not so friendly.
Only if you get 100-foot Uncle Dave as well.
Because legend.
Let's not forget, though, a very important thing about that scene, however, is the fact that that young lad was after eating a handful of shrooms before he saw the giants. So,
Don't ruin it for me.
I'm not saying the word giants. I'm just saying he also ate a shitload of shrooms. So,
yeah, look, we've all got lost in the woods, lost our horse, lost our armor, lost our sword, and eaten some magical mushroom accidentally every once in a while. We're all from Ireland.
Nope.
That's the way these things go down,
He's not.
Right. Nope.
Yeah, but he looks like he'd ride a horse, and that's good enough for me. He looks like he'd ride a horse, and that's good enough for me. So he's
Anyway, as I was saying,
what?
As I was saying,
why won't you ride a horse?
In the woods, right? I see no reason to go into the fucking woods, dude.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't start off in the woods. That's how I got lost.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a true story, by the way. I don't know why I'm filling facts in. That was just the thing I said for a haha.
And the giants themselves may not actually be giants. They could be a representation of landstriders, people who travelled long distances as well.
Or that man could have been in Attack on Titan,
shrooms,
and that's what I like to think.
Well, that too.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's the like in the original poem, it's when he gets to the castle, the mansion of Lord Thay, that his real trials kind of begin.
Lord
because the Thay, or Haut Desert. I was trying not to make it sound like that since it's clearly supposed to be a French name.
So I'm going to need you to say that again. I didn't get it.
Fuck off.
Just one more quick.
Right. Off.
Just one more quick time there, just so I have it on, so I can.
And what's interesting is that that's where most of these challenges really occur, especially when the Lord's missus basically comes onto him. What I found, it's weird. Okay, maybe it's just how my brain works, but it's seeing that scene, I was kind of like, oh yeah. All of a sudden, now I understand why the fuck Tom Bombadil spent fucking 10 pages saying absolutely fucking nothing in The Lord of the Rings. It's because fucking Tolkien is a mad Arthurian fucking connoisseur and thought this was a really cool thing to stick in his book. Jesus fuck, dude.
Say that lad's name again. That's a fun name to say.
The castle was called Castle Haut Desert.
No, the other guy. Bombadil.
No, hold on. The castle was called Castle Haut Desert, but the Lord was actually Lord Bertilac.
The Haut Desert. It's named after him. It's his castle. That's his name.
I am so happy right now. I can't even express it in words.
In the original poem, at the end of things, he reveals himself as being the Green Knight, but also he was turned into the Green Knight by Morgana Le Fay. So it kind of ties back into the old Arthurian stuff. Like I said,
why don't you put on a weird French accent to say Le Fay?
Morgana Le
It
Fay.
was Morgana Le Fay.
Yeah, you put on a bit of pomp and circumstance for the other one.
Because otherwise it sounds like hot dessert.
Don't.
I would like to introduce Lord Bertilac Haut Desert.
We're talking about Lord Bertilac, the hot dessert.
Lord Bertilac, the Haut Desert. I have come to serve you some...
That is the most Irish thing I've ever heard in my life, and I fucking love it.
I've come to serve you some spotted dick.
How's it going, Lord Hot Dessert? How's she cutting? Are you alright, are you? How's things?
Half expecting him to get called out in a fucking stripper pole in the middle of fucking Magic Mike's or something.
A hot dessert? But I spelled hot dessert, sure.
Exactly.
Oh, that's very good. I really think you should give LeVay a bit of a...
We don't make hot desserts, we make cool desserts. We make lovely Parisian delicacies.
Oh, yeah. The old Parisian delicacies. I said that way worse than I expected it. Anyway, needless to say, as you can tell by the trailer, The Green Knight is absolutely beautifully shot, impeccably well done. So atmospheric, you could literally cut through it with a knife. You feel like you're there, and it's got all of the good things from Pan's Labyrinth about it, but none of the bad.
Like, it actually has a story that actually has to do with what we're actually seeing on screen.
Just to clarify, I actually do like Pan's Labyrinth because Giz went in a bit of a rant there. I should have expected. That made it sound like I didn't like it a lot more.
There's an element of Headless Horseman in this, which I really enjoy.
Would that be because he's literally a headless horseman at some stages?
And probably because odds are that's where America...
Traditionally, he shouldn't be, but as per
Like
the poem.
Back on to leave?
Well, his head is back on before he leaves anyway.
No, because I think you'll
No,
find...
he's carrying out of the castle on
right.
Yeah, I think you find if you watch your screen as the trailer's playing, you can literally see him right now with a head in his hand.
Okay, all right. No, Bill's right. In the original, he actually the head pops back on before he leaves.
Good movie though.
But
like I said, the only problem I really had was like I just had trouble getting behind the guy because it was that whole like, hey, however you kill me, you know, you're gonna meet me a year later. Well, if I cut his head off, I ain't meeting a motherfucker later. Cool. Like it just seemed like it was a very like you're not paying attention to the shit in front of you kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like no, you
What I
see,
mean-
it's like I get that you think you've solved the poem because it's like if I lob his head off, problem solved, right? But as you can blatantly tell, that's not a normal bloke standing in front of you. You don't. He seems very confident.
made of trees.
He seems very confident in letting me lob his head clean off his fucking shoulders, which should be kind of a bit of an indicator that there's probably something
and
up.
everybody in this room that are like the badass knights are puckered bigger than shit, dude. They're like, I'm not taking the challenge. Sorry. Oh, hold my beer. I got this.
I'll lop his fucking head off. I don't know
Once
how
again,
what ramifications.
We're witnessing something that's supposed to symbolize the end of the pagan magical era and the start of Christianity. That's why I found it so interesting that they had pentagrams on their shield, on the outside of the shields, but he had the Virgin Mary on the inside.
And block them from the magic. Block them from the magics.
It's literally Arthurian legend is that gateway between the arrival of Christianity and the departure of the pagan mysticism, because everyone knows Merlin is a character that was painted into Arthurian legend to compose some of the magical side of it. And one of the final parts of the Arthurian legend is Sir Percival going off to find the Holy Grail. So that's the Catholicism. So to have both represented here and the way they do, with Arthur dying and that kind of being the end of the pagan side of things, because if you see some of that glimpse into the future that Gawain gets, the way that goes forward is very much in line with the Crusades and the adoption of Christianity. Whereas all the priests and all the pagan priests, Merlin and all the rest of his crew, are there in the final days of Arthur. So it's kind of cool to see a story that has that dichotomy and has that passing of theological torches.
No worries, Sam. We'll catch you later on. Thanks for joining in, dude. Much appreciated.
Oh, see you later,
See you, Nibby.
I think we're going to bounce
I gotta
into...
say, I loved it. Huh?
Go on.
No, it was just the way he was talking about the way they tied everything together and like the way it bled in and out. I was just saying, I fucking loved it. I thought it was just really smooth.
I thought it was
the way they told it like a storybook as well. Like I really enjoyed the way, you know, it told chapters of the story of how it was going forward. For me, that sat really well with me. Like for, what was it, 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that?
2 hours 10.
2:10.
Yeah. I didn't notice the time going at all. Like, I was early invested in it. And, you know, I watched it last night and like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning or something. And for me, it was just fantastic. I was just mind blown by how absorbed I was in it. And I haven't had a film that drew me in like that for a long time.
Sorry to interrupt. Katie, it's never too late to cook a steak. I'm just going to put that out there right now.
Katie, I've got steaks at 4 a.m. Go for it.
If your belly's going, I want steak, get it in you. That's what I say.
I tend to like multitask while I'm watching. I'm like doing write-ups for GoreCast, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This one, I didn't have my phone. Like I just zoned off and like all of a sudden there was credits. Like I was really fucking invested in this one.
Yeah.
I think the story would like it, kind of to a certain degree what Bill said. I think the story was really well done as well, because sometimes when you have those kind of high fantasy style storylines, it can kind of get off the rails really quick, and the actual core story can get kind of lost in translation to a certain degree, whereas this was there wasn't a minute of celluloid that was wasted in this. Everything was like very, very much meticulously laid out.
Do you know what this was like for me, right? This is like playing like Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
You know, this is his main quest and his life in the main quest, and there was little bits of side quests in the film, but they never focused on the side quest. The main focus was always the end goal at the main quest. And for me, this is how I got absorbed into it, and I found it very entertaining.
Yeah, the story never... Like, when you think of those kind of fantasy stories, you think that there's this kind of like slowness to them sometimes with the pacing, but this is... Once the year is wound up and it's time for him to go off in his travels, it's relentless. It starts and it just keeps driving at that goal until it gets there.
But it's like you look at where Essel was madly in love with him, you know, and it showed elements of his love and wanting to be with her, but also didn't focus too much of that. But then also his issue when he got robbed by the scavengers, and then, you know, when he met Winifred recovering her skull in the lake. You know, there was all these little elements that contributed to, I suppose, his story going forward without deviating from the story.
Yep, couldn't agree more. 100%. Anyway, I think we're going to hit the trailer for The Green Knight, and then we're going to be back where we're going to be talking about what I can only describe as absolute fucking head trip, which is...
What a fun one.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, it's fun. It's good. It's good. So here's the trailer for Green Knight. We'll be back with Censor.
Friends, brothers and sisters,
Who can regale me and my queen with some myth? Or tale?
O greatest of kings, let one of your knights try to land a blow against me. Indulge me in this game.
I will meet thee.
One year hence.
Another year nearly gone already. You must seek him out.
Was it not just a game?
Perhaps. But it is not complete. You'll find no mercy. No happy end.
Why do you stop me?
Your doom is at hand.
You rest your bones. I'll finish your quest for you.
And what do you hope to gain from facing all of this?
Honor. That is why a knight does what he does.
Are you ready?
Now, and we're back. That was the trailer for The Green Knight. 100% go watch that. It's so good. So bloody good. Right, I'll cue up this trailer thing. Next up, we have, as I said earlier, goddamn, it's a doozy. And then we'll probably do
this one?
We might do some 80s cartoon intro music, one or two of them before we go again, because that was fun last week, I won't lie to you.
Are we scoring The Green Knight?
Yes, we will score The Green Knight. 5.
5.
4. 5. I'm happy to watch it after Excalibur.
Dude, I would watch Excalibur and that back to back for about 10 hours. It was fucking fantastic.
I don't know if I'd go like back to back repeatedly, but I'd definitely go Excalibur, The Green Knight.
It ticked all of my boxes for a 5.
Yeah, 100%.
Did I like it? Would I recommend it? Was it shot well? Was it scored well? Did it look well? Would I watch it again?
Would you repeatedly watch it again in the future?
Yeah.
Hell yes, to all of them.
Was it based on a classic piece of literature that might maybe possibly enlighten some younger minds?
Yeah.
Yes, minds. Right, I need to finish.
So we can classify that as an educational piece.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The dangers of cutting people's heads off, and also the entertainment factor from cutting people's heads off.
So what's that, like 4.75 across all our scores?
We can classify the next film as an educational piece as well.
It's 2.5, 4.75. Yes.
Hey.
We can consider the next thing in information. Well, I suppose you can, because it just proves that you can censor stuff all you want, but people can still just snap a brittle twig and go fucking crazy and loco and kill a load of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as the Joker once famously taught us, it just takes one bad day.
Just one little push.
Yeah, look, before we get into this, right, just because you said one little push, let's clarify. Like, I'd hardly call the insert random word here of Barbara Gordon the kidnap of fucking Jim Gordon.
Tim Drake.
Or
Jason Todd, was it?
The torture and constant abuse of Commissioner Gordon, as well as showing him all of the photos of the miscellaneous word I won't mention that he did to his daughter and had a nice little photo shoot with afterwards. Do you mean I'd hardly call that one little push? I'd call that a whole lot of pushing. I'd go as far to say shoving. You know, I'd go full on. He's straight on shoving.
That wasn't so much shoving as in slingshot it into insanity.
Yeah. Rugby tackled into mentalness.
And
see those lights,
being the
Jimbo?
Joker,
That's the crazy train, and you're on the main line.
being the Joker has to be a fucking crazy
train. Great tune. I wish we could play that at the end of the show, but we can't. Kids is like, or can we?
Bothering me.
Unless you know some band that did a cover that you have permission to play, it's a no.
Oh. Anyway, who wants to do the synopsis for this one?
Yeah, I can take it away if you want. I'm going to need to pull up a character list name though, because I also.
Oh, it's rather funny, but the main character is named Enid Baines.
Yeah, I have that written in the article. It's no relation because it's spelled with an I.
Okay.
It's two different things. I'm spelled with a Y. One's English and one's Scottish.
This actress is Irish.
Good, we got the whole trifecta. Good things.
Hoorah.
Good times. Hoorah. Yeah, anyway, it tells the story of young Enid Baines, who is a censor back during the video nasty era in the 80s over in England, where essentially the English government decided, no more fun for you. Maggie Thatcher went, no more cool movies for you. And essentially they were kind of like, if it's got a bit of titty and it's got a bit of blood on it, it can fuck right off. So, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I won't lie to you. When that lady popped up on the screen at the start of the movie, the literal word that came out of my mouth, and Pam will testify to it, I was just like, cunt. Anyway. And no one... Bill and I don't know how up on English and Irish politics you are, Carter, but Bill and Giz will testify.
Will have anything else.
I won't lie to you. Most English people weren't a big fan of her either, to be blatantly honest.
When she shut down the coal mines, she was ostracised by the whole country. Yeah. Even recently, Boris made a reference to it, and he got booed the fuck out of a load of places.
Yeah,
because she said Thatcher was great.
Did he?
Oh,
yeah.
So she's
Yeah, he said Thatcher was great because she actually started the environmental revolution for the UK by shutting down all those nasty coal mines years ago.
Because she was a thundering cunt.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you create a human being from the leftover DNA of a George Bush or of a Donald Trump.
He's a troglodyte.
He's not a troglodyte. Have you ever seen that movie Twins?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Danny DeVito.
No, I
Jesus Christ! Did you just call Donald Trump Schwarzenegger?
No.
In comparison.
No.
In comparison, I'm not literally saying Donald Trump looks like Schwarzenegger. I have two functioning eyes.
No, Tweedledum and Tweedledee maybe.
Katie, I don't know if 331 E-Rock did a cover of Crazy Train, but it's a distinct possibility. Although mainly he does theme songs. So,
well, are you mates with
no
331 E-Rock?
No, I played him on the show a lot of times though, because it's cool.
You're in the renegade lands of online radio. It's a different thing to YouTube just pulling me straight off the fucking air. Probably won't even be YouTube. I guarantee somehow
YouTube pulled us straight off the air when we had permission from the guy whose band we were playing and picked the fucking song.
Yeah, he was on the show. That was a very funny song. I have never, in all of the times they've flagged us, I've never seen.
They told you while he was on the show.
Ari Lehman was on the show. Okay, before we get back into my rendition of Censor, Ari Lehman, who was the first Jason, was on the show with us for Halloween one year.
Right.
And he's in a band called First Jason, which if you haven't heard of them before, you should go check them out. They're awesome. They're kind of like
really good fun.
Yeah, they're kind of like slapsticky punk rock, kind of not punk, but you know, like kind of.
If Weird Al Yankovic was specifically doing metal music rather than polka stuff,
and specifically doing songs about Friday the 13th and the general participants within the franchise, opposed to other people, yeah. Is First Jason, and they're fucking amazing. It's brilliant. So we were chatting away, and we had discussed playing a tune at the end, and we said it to him on air. We were kind of like, actually, you know what, seeing as it's your band, why don't you pick a tune for everyone? I was going to put on Machete's My Friend, but fuck it, you pick one. So you picked one, and we threw it on, and then they pulled us down for copyright flagging or whatever. And then I mailed Ari, and then I was like, I gotta get you to like send an email or something, just saying I have permission. He fucking tore into them with the email. He was kind of like, you can literally see him in the video, which I had also said in my thing. I was like, if you watch the fucking video, I literally have permission to play the tune from the dude that made the tune in the fucking video. In fact, I didn't even put on the fucking tune. He picked the tune that he made and put it on our show. And then it got overturned. It was like 24 hours later, and it was like, oh, that's done. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a fun story. Anyway, Censor. Yeah. Oh my God, that girl's first name's gone out of my head.
Enid.
Thank you. Yeah, Enid Baines, no relation, is working for the Censor Board, as I said, during the Video Nasty era. She's
very meticulous.
Very meticulous, very stiff upper lipped, and things need to be done the proper way, or there's ramifications, because heaven forbid someone just watches some cinema for the sake of it being cinema.
She's one of those people that, like, you can tell that's like one fucking snap away from just like losing her shit.
Keep that thought for later, because you'll find that that's quite an applicable sentence. So anyway, young Enid and her friend are censoring a movie at one stage, and they're having some deliberations about should it be banned or should it be censored or should it be, so they have a load of notes as to what needs to get done and this and that, and if we, before the dick gets ripped off, if we edit here, usual bullshit censor notes. So they let the movie go through as an 18 cert, I believe, and then some guy called the Amnesiac Killer, due to the fact that he murdered
claims to have no memory of what he did.
Claims to have no memory of what he did, because what he did was shoot his 2 kids and kill his wife, peel her face off and eat it, which is something that happened literally in the movie. Deranged. Thank you.
Deranged.
Yeah. So, for some reason, the people...
Because they start slapping the censors for it.
Yeah. For some reason, the people who run the newspapers found out who the 2 people who were doing the censoring of the movie were, and just decided, you're the scapegoats for this. It's your fault this guy went and murdering people in cinema is evil and is too impressionable in violence, and you're not allowed to violence on the television because people see it, they're going to go and do it, because heaven forbid that they have their own individual thoughts. They thought it happened on a cinema screen, so that's what they have to do. They saw it happen, they need to go do it. That's the way these things go. That kind of news-related news bits and things like that. So she's having a bit of a rough day, as is a movie from a very well-known director to the Censor Board, I suppose would be the best way of putting it. Maybe not a well-known director in general, does some
Frederick North.
Yes, young Frederick. Young Frederick does some quite grotesque, rapey, murder, kill ladies,
extreme
stuff, bloody choppings, genital mutilation, kind of thing. And so she watches his movie, and this movie starts to ring home with young Enid, because it's ringing a bell of memory. There's a weird familiarity about some things that happened in her childhood that she can't seem to. How did he capture this in cinema so well when this is something that happened in the real world? And then, without getting too much else into the plot, because it's a bit of a slippery slope if I start talking about things from here on in, she snaps like a trig. Fucking shit goes fucking crazy. That's all I'm going to say after that, because as I explained, for such a haphazard ball of mentalness, it's so intricately woven storyline wise that once I go over this ledge of explanation, it's either you're in for the movie or I just cut it off now.
I particularly liked there was one scene where, in the course of her looking into things, it's just all that went through my head is, whoops, a murder.
Yes.
Right.
Just
dude, the look on her face it was there, just like, whoops.
If you've ever seen a blank psychotic face and just sheer acceptance of the things that have happened, it was young.
It wasn't so much a case of whoops, a murder. It was like, I'm sorry about that. That didn't really mean to happen. But thanks for the drink, and I'll see myself off.
I think the best way to encapsulate it would be, something happened, she stands up and essentially has a fiddly-dee, he won't be in the sequel kind of moment, and just moves on about her day.
Do you remember when we were talking about that fantastic and unfortunately short-lived special, Mockingbird Lane, which was do you remember I said I had a notion, if it kept going, for Marilyn, whereby she's the accidental homicidal maniac of the family? All that went through my head is, this could have been such a Marilyn moment.
The Dale and Tucker, the Dale and Tucker of Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah, with the difference being, Grandpa, clean up on aisle 3.
Yeah.
And then Dracula comes in and exsanguinates the body.
But no, you're right. Like, this is everything. The way it spirals is so kind of connected. Like, you can't go too far. But I will say, like, the playthrough, dude, it was a little slow for me. But then when things like finally hit that spot of like going,
I think there's
stayed the same, but it was still enjoyable.
I think there's kind of a specific reason for that, and it's literally because it's just so disorientating. Because you kind of, the first little bit is that bit slower, and then when it takes that nosedive into the crazy shit, it fucking takes that nosedive into the crazy shit, and you're kind of nearly not expecting it.
But the slow does a good job of like building the foundation. Of like, she's still hung up on her sister. She's got issues at work. Like, they used all that to build a really good foundation, and then just like fucking movie wins.
Yeah, it's a fucking yeah. I'm glad you cooked a perfect steak. And do you know how I know you cooked a perfect steak? Because you're not gone from the chat that long.
Yeah, medium rare.
Oh no, I want to.
As
As I've said before, in relation to my steaks, I would preferably like you to wheel in a cow on a little platter to me. I'll cut off what I want and eat it, and then you can wheel. I might even just ride the rest home. I'm not too sure.
It needs to bleed a bit when you poke it.
Yeah, I want to hear it moo, Bill. To be blatantly honest, I want to taste the grass off it. That's how fresh and rare I would like my steak.
To quote Gordon Ramsay, Jesus, this steak is so fucking undercooked. A skill vet could bring it back to life.
Yeah, cool. That's literally what I'm looking for.
Excellent. So you want a blue steak?
Yeah, that's what I get. Blue steak.
The grass, I might as well be eating the grass. That's just.
I want you to warm it up on both sides enough that it tastes like it's alive again, and then I want to eat it.
30 seconds each side. Flash.
Boom. Yep. Yep. That's it. Oh, I'm so fucking hungry now.
It'd have to be a medium rare for me, but.
Bill, if I had the teeth and claws, I'd literally just jump one down in the fucking field and do it myself, to be blatantly honest.
Yeah, no, I'm more of a medium rare kind of person.
I'd be running around like some sort of Limerick version of the chupacabra.
Well, it depends on what way you eat it. Like, if you're eating like a beef carpaccio, I'll obviously have it rare.
Give me out your
like
beef,
raw.
you fuck.
Have you ever had a beef carpaccio?
I have.
Yeah, beef carpaccio is fucking amazing with a honey mustard dressing and salad.
I am going to have to.
While there have been no
stop you
UFO
right
reports in the west of Ireland, cattle mutilations have farmers distinctly worried. There may be some kind of chupa thingy running around, imported from Mexico somehow on a boat.
There's a weird crop circle design showing up in farms all over Ireland as just really long straight lines directly through a field have been seen.
With the word mine.
No, it's just one. No. If I had the teeth and the claws, man, I would be furious. I'm talking just one direct straight line, dead cow at the end of that line, and no other line out.
Where would you start? The back leg?
Me? I'd start wherever I landed, to be blatantly honest, Bill, and I'd work it out from there.
That works too.
Oh, that could get bad.
It's kind of like you're going to be the Pac-Man of eating cows. Start at the back of the neck.
Yeah. It's like the Bart and Lisa Simpson maneuver where I'm like, okay, cow, I'm going to walk through the field going like this.
And if
you
get
happen
in my
to get in the way of that,
it's your fault.
It's not my fault your ass got ate. Nom.
Are you going to name that cow Ooter so you can say there's a little bit of Ooter in everyone?
There's no point in even naming it. He won't survive long enough.
I don't know. It could be fun.
Totally support you, Katie. Okay, yeah.
I'm a medium well person.
That's fine.
That's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own liking of steak, except for extra well done. That's an abomination.
Yeah, eating a leather is not allowed.
At that point, that's like, yeah.
There's it.
Am I eating my steak or am I eating the fucking dish plate beneath it? I have no fucking idea. Don't have a clue.
Are you eating a fucking boot or are you eating a steak?
There is a character in a book that I read, and there's a character in one of the books that I read, and he refers to a mounted animal as steaks and new boots.
Okay,
that's what I'm hearing. I'll admit, I won't lie to you, kids. I'm sure it's a nice little fantasy tale or something like that. All I'm hearing is straight up fucking facts.
Steaks and new boots.
Steaks and new boots. Facts. If I had one of those stamps that could come down.
Calm down.
as nice as cow is, you can't beat a good bit of Bambi. I love venison.
See, I've never had deer.
Oh man, wild venison. Oh,
if I had
an
the speed,
ostrich.
I wouldn't even need the teeth and the claws. I'm big enough to tackle a deer.
Dude, venison and ostrich, so good.
Not if he's talking about venison, I'm big enough to tackle a deer. If he's talking about fucking deer, I'm not big enough to tackle a deer. Well, I don't know.
They have antlers.
I can have antlers.
I can have a bow and arrow.
It's not that fucking hard to have antlers, man.
He's on about going fucking...
It's not that hard to have antlers.
Put a Viking helmet on.
Could you grow me real
Put
quick?
a Viking helmet on. If I put a Viking helmet on, my horns are way more effective than their fucking horns.
I mean...
You know, what's weird is, in my head, all I'm seeing is...
Gore!
My name is Johnny Deadly. Welcome to Jackass, as you run headfirst at a fucking stag.
Ding, ding, ding. Diggy, ding, 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 ding.
They run headfirst at a stag, and they get knocked the fuck out.
No,
it's a goddamn stag.
If you gotta be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Although, to be fair, the best one still has to be, the best one I've ever seen still has to be, my name is Jamie Lannister. Welcome to Jackass. He's going towards the track.
I'm not gonna lie, like that's kind of I had pictures like him putting his hat on, like got this bitch pulled up.
I'm Jamie Lannister. Welcome to Jackass. There was a TV show. I can't remember what TV show it was, but it was like Willie Nelson or some famous country singer guy, and they did one of those that it was like, hey, I'm fucking, I can't, like Willie Nelson and welcome to Jackass, and it was like all the Willie, god damn, what was the name of the guy?
Was it Kenny Loggins or
Kenny Loggins? That's goddamn it, yeah, Kenny Loggins. Yeah.
Kenny Loggins?
Yeah, it was some dude dressed up as Kenny Loggins. It was like, hey, I'm Kenny Loggins and welcome to Jackass, and then he was essentially the Johnny Knoxville, and he'd go and do all the shit, and it was fucking amazing. Type it into YouTube after the show. Just type in, hey, I'm Kenny Loggins, welcome to Jackass, and just see what comes up. It's fucking great.
You realise what a terrible mistake you made earlier by mentioning Viking helmets, right? Because now Katie's gone on a Viking rant in the chats.
We will drink in glory tonight. Damn right. And then I'm going to headbutt a fucking deer.
And get knocked the fuck out. Have you any idea how solid their skulls are?
Do you have any idea how pointy those horns are?
Of a deer? Yes, that's my
no,
point.
of my Viking helmet.
Do you have any idea how tasty Bambi is? Beautiful.
No, I don't eat.
Yeah, and also you keep forgetting I'm not going for a full-grown deer. I'm going for a baby one.
they're just as succulent as a baby cow.
It's fucking venison, asshole. Where do you think it comes from?
Deer?
It was off Mad
Baby
TV.
deer. Won't lie to you, I'm only doing the Viking helmet, so at least as an honourable death, I could probably just go over and kick it in the fucking head.
Wrestling.
And we're back to, hey, I'm Johnny Deadly. Welcome to Jackass.
But you're only allowed if you wear a traffic cone in your head to tackle a baby deer.
Of fucking course. Of course. Once I get it off its legs, it's game over anyway.
Just kick out his two back legs.
I can see me tomorrow showing up on so many vegan web pages and like, this is what fucking cannibals are fucking.
Cannibalism would mean you're eating people.
It's okay. They won't, look, they're vegans. They won't have the energy to keep the argument going after about an hour anyway. It'll be fine.
That dude, I kicked the shit out of him.
Kenny Loggins?
No, the dude that played in the...
Who is it again? I can't remember.
Off Mad TV.
Mad TV, okay. Hey, I'm Kenny Loggins. Welcome to Jackass. Fucking
Okay,
love
here,
it.
can we recreate the scene from 2001 Maniacs with 4 of us going to eat a baby deer and we all like attach a motorbike to a leg of the deer?
Pause for a second. Pause for a second. We're going to cut to the trailer for Censor because we've got sidetracked. What can only be described as just a little bit. And when we come back from the trailer for Censor, we're going to rate Censor. And then after that, we're going to pick up this idea Bill has, because I won't lie to you, it sounds interesting.
Katie, message me about that request in chats and stuff.
Alrighty. Here is the trailer for Censor. Go fucking check it out, by the way. If you've got the cinema tickets, it's fucking good. Nope, you're a window capture. You're not what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay.
This depiction is dangerous.
Come on, Enid.
I'm cutting it.
Butchery, sadism, murder.
A wave of depraved and corrupt horror video. Confusing fiction with reality.
Doug Smart, producer, Ident Investment Films. Maybe Enid could watch my latest Frederick North submission. Wanted a woman's eye on his film.
There's this actress. I've got this feeling that it's Nina. Oh, my sister. You know, if someone did take her, then they're still out there.
You've never been clear on exactly what you remember.
You'd be surprised what the human brain can edit out when it can't handle the truth.
Someone's losing the plot.
I was wondering if you had anything else on this actress. What's going to happen to her?
That's top secret.
People think that I create horror. Horror is already out there in all of us.
Keeps them sharp.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is I need to bring a knife as well as the Viking helmet. Is that basically it?
Fucking bow and arrow, man.
At least.
Bow and arrow. Okay, that's good.
Bow
We're
and
back,
arrow,
by the way. That was that was the trailer for Censor. Yeah, we were just finishing off my addiction to eating dead animals part of the conversation. Yeah,
We're
so
never finished that.
rating.
Okay, that Kenny Rogers jackass thing was funny.
Ratings for
Which one
I'm
are
going
we
to give
on?
it a 4.
Censor.
I'm going to give it a 4.
4.
I will also give it a 4.
And I will give it a 4.
Okay, so 4s all around. So we got a 2.5, a 4.75, and a
4.
4.
Yeah.
4. That's a good old mixy line up there. Yeah, so all movies, I would say watch them all. 2 of them I would say go out of your way to watch, and the other one, as I previously mentioned.
Look, here's how I
watch.
describe Demonic, right?
Hit me with it, Bill.
If you're really fucking constipated and you're going to spend an hour on the toilet, watch Demonic, because you can get that demon out of you while you're getting that demon out of the system for watching.
Would you not just watch the start of Scary Movie 2?
No. Watch Demonic, because it fits with the theme of trying to get that constipation out of you. Like, it's watch this if you're really desperate. And how desperate are you? Well, I don't know. I can't get this shit out of me, so that's how desperate I am. I'll watch this film.
Congratulations, Bill. I am impressed that you managed to go this long before you ended up saying something completely and utterly ridiculing a film.
I'm sorry,
dude. My
that
review earlier was literally like, sure, if you need a horror movie to put on, that'll do.
Oh, I know, but it wasn't nearly as bad as if you're constipated, this is your fix.
Right.
If you're stuck taking a shit and need a flick to
I'm not
watch,
gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. Sure, I'll throw this on my phone real quick.
Well,
if you're looking for a great mindfuck film, Censor is fantastic. And if you're looking for a good story, The Green Knight is amazing.
And if you're looking to have a shit, Demonic is awesome.
Pretty much.
Alrighty. Okay. Let me
I told you it'd be a fun night.
Let me just mail Neill Blomkamp there. I've got those quotes for the box, bro.
On the back.
Yeah. So, don't worry, quotes for box on way. We got you covered. Fair juice to you. It's a horror movie, all right. Yours sincerely, Johnny Daly. What were you saying in relation to you had this fantasy book plan?
So if we could get 4 meat eaters together, so there's 2 of us and we get 2 more people, right?
Right.
Now what we do is we find a lovely succulent young deer.
Yeah.
And then we get like 4 motorbikes or 4 cars, and we attach a leg to each car or motorbike and drive in different directions like 2001 Maniacs, and then we chow down with whatever we won from the wishboning.
How about you be less cruel and you do it to a human so we don't feel like cunts?
We'll kill the deer first and then pull it apart. How does that make you feel?
It's keeping with the horror theme, Giz.
Yeah, I've got look, man. I've got this Viking helmet and it needs using.
No. No, if you're gonna kill an animal,
I feel safer.
Don't fuck about.
We're not going to fuck about.
You're on about fucking quartering the damn thing.
I wasn't on about quartering the damn thing. Also, by the way, if we do kill an animal to eat the animal, quartering it is how we're going to have to go about it. That's how you
have to kill it
after it's dead.
Not unless you're going to slow roast it while it's still alive and eat it while it's on the spit, screaming out in pain.
No, that's a level. That's a level of cruel.
You do to people, not animals. Okay. All right. You don't fucking drag a deer. You slit its throat. You put a bullet in its head. You do whatever it takes to make it a nice, quick kill.
Gore with a Viking
if you want to be
helmet.
Viking
if you want to be a
horrible,
if you want to be a horrible, cruel bastard, be a horrible, cruel bastard to the only species walking this planet that deserves it. Us. Okay?
But we can't
Cruelty
eat a
towards-
human. People will think we're weird.
And
People are going to think you're weird if you're killing deer by dragging them in 4 separate fucking ways with fucking vehicles
What
too.
if it's a very specific scenario? We have killed the deer, and we're like, okay, it's time to eat this deer. Oh no, I've got no knife. However, am I going to
How'd you kill it?
What?
How'd you kill it?
With a fucking Viking helmet that I charged at them at high speed. We've already discussed this.
Then you can take off its limbs using the exact same helmet by digging it in just where the joints are connected, and you know that.
Or myself and Bill can bring our 2 biker buddies and just instant fillet.
Yeah. I just want to get to Katie here because she mentioned something about did the pandemic teach me anything about humanity. Yeah, it did, Katie. Humans are fucking stupid as fuck.
Humans are stupid as fuck.
Not wrong.
We are a silly, silly species.
The silly, wascally, stupid, silly human species deserve to die.
We are a
Well,
silly,
we're
silly species.
we're being kept alive until the universe runs into something nastier than us, and then it's kind of like, here, you kill it, go kill it.
Yeah, get away. The other thing we could do is we could, you could get your Viking horn helmet, and I could get my traffic cone, and we could both eat. I could get a deer, and you can get a cow, and we can, have jousting with our cow-deer combo.
I'm not gonna lie. I would grab a bag of popcorn to watch that shit play through.
It's definitely a jackass thing.
Right. So, I feel that.
But deer are tasty, Katie. They're very, very tasty. I don't know if you've ever had a Bambi burger. They're so nice.
Dude, humans taste like chicken.
No.
How do you know?
Taste like chicken. Snakes taste like chicken. I've eaten snakes. Snakes is actually
I've eaten a snake.
Hey,
yeah.
You know what? I do not think that frogs taste like chicken.
No, frogs' legs taste like chicken. They actually do. And
No,
if
that's
you
what I'm saying.
especially barbecue them.
I don't. Oh, see, I've never barbecued them.
Oh,
it was
my
like kind of like
frogs'
fried
legs
and
are
shit.
so yummy.
Oh, I dig the shit out of them. I just never thought they tasted like chicken.
Oh yeah, they do. Especially if they're grilled over coal. You have no gas grilling. You have to do it over coals or wood.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
tasty as fuck.
I don't know. I mean, like, I like the taste of frog meat, so I don't know. Like, I figure if it tastes like chicken, I might as well be eating chicken. I don't know.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but then why do people flavor chicken with other things? Because they don't like, they say they love chicken, but then they put like marinades and herbs and spices and stuff. It changes it up.
Yeah.
If you're going to
Why
eat
do
chicken,
people sometimes dip? Why do people sometimes dip fizzy cola bottles into sweet chili sauce that's actually spiked with wasabi paste?
Because some people just want to watch the world burn, Giz. That's why.
No, some people want to watch their own arseholes burn. I think you'll find.
Sorry, with sweet chili sauce?
with
yeah.
wasabi paste.
Oh,
He didn't know about that at the time.
Oh, okay. Right.
I still found it tasty though, but I still paid for it the next morning.
Yes, I know. I remember.
Wasabi, it has a very linear trajectory once it gets into the human body.
but it is tasty going in the front hole.
Yes. And just a bit peppery coming out the back one.
Yeah.
Fizzy cola bottles.
It's a spicy meatball.
I'm going to throw a curveball out there. I'm going to throw.
Meatball.
I'm going to throw.
Hey, Luigi, it's a spicy meatball.
I have you muted for 1 second. Sorry, I just need to swap you onto desktop audio. Yeah, okay. So, I have a curveball to throw at you. Do you know, because the way we were doing kind of like just entertaining theme tunes.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? How did? Well, do you know the way we did it last week and it was fun?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you have to do Korean Batman.
Korean Batman? Didn't we already do?
No, we didn't do Korean Batman. We did Japanese Batman.
Yeah, he sent Korean Batman through Skype, and then we did Chinese Batman. But I didn't really. Oh, fucking hell, I can't. I know I watched it.
Here, I'll put it into the Skype chat there for you.
Oh no, I have a YouTube window up here. I need to do it on that. I'll just I can type in Korean Batman. I was going to throw Duckula out there.
Ooh.
Oh, Duckula.
Yeah.
Heart of Transylvania in the Vampire Hall of Fame, yeah. Ain't no vampire scarier than Duckula.
Dude, I tripped over another one. What was it? Fucking Bunny. The Bunny was a fucking vampire.
Hey, there's a Norwegian Count Duckula intro.
Castle Duckula, home for many centuries to a dreadful dynasty of vicious vampire ducks, the Counts of Duckula. Legend has it that these foul beings can be destroyed by a stake through the
There's the Norwegian Count
or
Duckula in
exposure to
chat.
sunlight. This does not suffice, however, for they may be brought
Such a
back
good
to
tune.
life by means of a secret rite that can be performed
Do you know
once
what
a
it was
century when the moon is in the 8th house of Aquarius.
Blood.
The latest reincarnation did not run according
I'll
to
get
plan.
it.
Yeah, it's because Baines, he's got that too.
I know, I can hear. What's going on?
Yeah, you're the only one who can hear it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Count Duckula.
There you go, Duckula. I had it in my head earlier that I was like, whatever songs will we put on today? And I was
Here's
like,
one for you.
Duckula might be a fun one.
They had some very interesting episode titles like No Sax Please, We're British.
They are not wrong. They are not
But there was a bunch of... I was looking down through... Actually, I've got it here. I should fucking... Yeah. But there's a lot of their titles that are very double entendre, where like you're looking at them as an... Even if you go back and rewatch it, once again, as an adult, there's times there's certain jokes where you're like, hang on a second.
Wait a minute, this thing seems like a conundrum.
And did you know that he started off as a spin-off from Danger Mouse?
No.
Danger Mouse. Have you ever watched Danger Mouse?
Yeah,
Oh,
they have it here.
fucking
In fact,
Danger Mouse.
when they
I love the old
redid...
one. I wasn't... Yeah.
I was going to say, when they redid Danger Mouse, they actually brought back in a redo version of Duckula.
Never happened.
Oh, no shit.
Do you know what was fucking fantastic? Mummies Alive.
I got it for character literally just last week, so I have it if you're looking for it.
Well, that's happening. That's happening. That's happening.
Mummies Alive.
That's happening.
Brilliant.
That's happening. That's happening. That's happening right
Dude,
now.
I blew an entire weekend just fucking doing Mummies Alive. I was so happy.
Hunter Carter.
What are you
Huh?
saying?
You spent the entire weekend doing Mummies Alive. You're now the MILF Hunter
Yeah.
Carter.
Oh,
No.
Also, dear.
Bill's bad puns.
Oh, Katie, Danger Mouse was awesome. Dude, like, that was that time kind of like Danger Mouse, Inspector Gadget, like...
Oh, Inspector
I can't
Gadget
say...
was one of my faves.
I can't say, like...
They're like gadgets.
They-
Pole position, that was another one.
I'll get you
Oh.
next time.
Just because it was Frank Welker doesn't make it cool, dude. Well, okay, it makes it kind of cool.
Kind of cool. Definitely kind
Dr.
of cool.
Claw. just brilliant.
Dr. Claw.
Next
I didn't spend all that time in evil school to be called Mister. His name is the Claw, Dr. Claw. Dino Riders. There's
Dino
another good
Riders.
Frank Welker cartoon.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, Mummy's alive anyway first.
Yeah.
I may have typed in.
Oh,
Mummy's
I
Alive.
know. I know what theme song we need.
Oh, what?
I'll just say one name: Jack Tenrick.
Yes.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hoorah!
What was it?
Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Xenozoic Tales. If ever something deserved to be turned into a fucking live-action series.
I don't remember that one.
Gabbar, I shall educate you. I know that sounded like a threat.
Like it sounds familiar. I can't place it.
Oh, you know it when it comes on.
A little boy named Presley found a secret out this year that he was once a pharaoh when Egyptians ruled the world, and now the sorcerer named Scare tries to
Such a good tune.
but Presley has more guardians to protect his very life. He has a
The mummies. Got the mummies. Got the mummies. God damn, funky mummies what we got. Funky mummy, funky mummy. We are the mummies. We are the mummies. We are the mummies. Mummies alive. Oh. That's some good shit is what that is. I don't mind telling you. Loving it.
The cool part about that, right, is part of Mummies Alive coming out was around the whole time in 1997 when Stargate SG-1 first came onto TV, and Stargate came on in like July. Mummies Alive was like in September or October, and it kind of threw into the whole Egyptian theme, and it became super fucking popular in the 90s when SG-1 hit the screens.
I don't think we can play any more theme tunes. Keeps going. We can. We'll probably be okay with Korean Batman because that didn't actually. I think we need to go more obscure.
Oh, I was looking forward to Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
That's kind of obscure, to be honest.
It is not.
Is it more
for us? It isn't. For most people, it actually would be.
Is it more obscure than? You know what? There's only one way to find out. Fuck it. We'll risk it for the biscuit.
Ha. Sorry, I was thinking obscure. It was like Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh, what the fuck was that? Fucking SWAT cats.
SWAT cats. It wasn't that great. Samurai Pizza Cats.
That was good. SWAT cats.
I know. I dug SWAT cats. Yeah. No, I remember digging it.
Trying to like get bent.
Dinosaurs.
And do you know another one you can add to that list? Megas XLR. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What was it?
Megas XLR. You've never seen Megas?
Giant robots.
Oh.
Chicks dig giant robots.
Dude.
And I apparently
get that on Megas stat, please.
Yes, okay, I'll send them on Megas.
Yeah,
I'll
it's like
have all your
it's
jar
weird.
box.
The copyright. It's like it can't catch up or something. It's like the copyright comes in after the tune finishes.
Ah, fuck them.
You beat it to the punch.
So what the fuck was the point of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs? Like trying to capture them?
Xenozoic Tales. No. Xenozoic Tales. The idea is it's a post-apocalyptic world, thousands of years, about 1,000 years in the future, where humanity has fucked itself to the point that the planet has actually regressed, and dinosaurs have re-emerged, as have a lot of other extinct species, including a reptile humanoid species called the Griff. And they tried to teach people that the reason that the planet is like this is because you fucked up. It's your second chance. You need to be in line with nature. So you have guys like guys called the old blood mechanics like Tenrick, who are like, look, there's a balance we need to maintain. We can do this, but you can't go too far and do that, or we're going to be fucked.
So the Cadillacs are there just to kind of help keep the balance.
No, the Cadillacs are there because Jack Tenrick is a fucking mechanic. He found a load of Cadillacs. It's his fucking Cadillac. That's what it refers to. It's a classic car. He has it moving. It's his baby.
Yeah,
no
and he has it wired to work on some other sort of fuel.
Well, no, you see, the thing is, the original title of the comic was Xenozoic Tales, but that wasn't really something they could pitch as a cartoon.
Yeah,
but when they see the cover and
it's
it's got, when you see a cover and it's got Jack, it's got Hannah, it's got a Cadillac, and it's got dinosaurs, well, kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But seriously, Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Vegas.
Yeah. Just
living here in Jersey, fighting villains from afar. You gotta find first gear in your giant robot car.
Okay, I know I didn't watch that one then. That doesn't sound familiar.
What's this?
Basically, Vegas takes the piss out of every anime ever at some point or another.
Yeah.
MEGASXLR. MEGASXLR. Oh wait, this is the. I think I know this one.
Wait, they have a theme song in Hindi?
No, we'll go for the normal one, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I just saw the Hindi version pop up there when you search.
Yeah, I remember this now. Who does that theme tune?
We dig giant robots. Chicks dig giant robots. Nice.
Awesome.
No, I have never seen this before.
Bruce Campbell did cameos in 2 of the episodes.
Yeah.
No
shit. That big-headed dude. That's magnanimous.
Yeah. But Baines, I would point out there, right? Coop is kind of like a more sophisticated version of Byron, I think.
I've seen this. He is not.
Yeah, he is.
So the car jumps up on the robot to take control.
No, so the story is Carter, right? In the future, the Glorf are fighting basically with humanity, and they have like fucking giant robots themselves. So humanity makes this in secret, this super large giant robot to fight. But then when they're about to get its initial launch to fight off the Glorf attack on the homeworld, some shit goes down. The robot gets transported back in time, lands in a junkyard.
Coop
is going into the junkyard one day and is like,
everything in his pile for $1? Yep.
Yeah, buy anything for $1. So he finds the fucking robot and attaches his car to the fucking robot.
Because as you do.
Yeah, and basically the car, the fucking steering wheel and the gear shift and everything operate. He
integrates it so completely that there's no way of fixing it. It's now that's humanity's hope. This giant robot with a car for a head.
Yeah,
that only Coop can drive. Only Coop can drive.
Yeah, he doesn't like other people.
The Glorf come back in time to try get the robot because they want its technology and stuff. Hilarious. And Kiva comes back in from the future as well to try fucking recover.
VHS bootleggers, welcome to the chat, mate. How are you?
Hello.
Only anime worth watching is Wings of
Hominids.
Yeah,
never even heard of it, dude.
Me neither.
Oh, same here.
Gundam Wing.
Korean Batman.
Guyver.
Korean Batman.
Devilman.
Korean Batman.
Yes, Korean Batman.
Oh,
yeah.
Devilman.
Got a bit of Korean Batman going up in this mix.
Bit of fucking white sound. Devilman. Whoa.
Is this the Korean Batman intro? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Who's bigger? He's taller than a Boone dog. Oh, he's weird colors.
kind of like Wolverine, Batman.
He's yellow and orange.
Yeah.
That can't be the real. That can't be the real. That can't be the real translation, can it?
Wow, that's
really out there.
That's pretty. That is pretty out there. Yep. All of those words that you said, they make sense. Those translations can't be right, can they?
No.
Here's the thing.
I really hope not.
Here's the thing. It's or most possibly, they were singing the. It's possible that.
Oh no! Wait, no. It says it at the start.
Singing English words.
No. It says at the start. Note: the subtitles added are not a translation, and music playing here in this intro is sped up. Is a sped up remix of the Batman Beyond theme mix.
What?
I have it there on black and white in front of me.
I gotta be with Katie. I love this translation.
Yeah.
It's some wild shit.
You know, what are words? But
they're usually something in which we communicate in a way that everyone understands. But yeah.
Okay, so that Wings of whatever, like, actually had a Bryan Cranston, Malcolm in the Middle's dad, as part of the cast.
What movie?
No, the anime that...
Wings of Insomnia?
Yeah.
Anamis. Sorry, Wings of Anamis.
There was a thing Walter White was in, and
Came
I'm not
out
aware of it.
95.
I sent you a thing on there. There's the original theme song for Inspector Gadget was actually in French, and it's actually pretty cool.
Okie dokie.
Penny was called Sophie in the original French version, but they didn't think Sophie translated well to the English version, so they named her Penny.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember digging the shit out of the cartoon, but I've not really dug any of the newer versions that they did.
Oh.
And I just couldn't sign off on any of the live actions. I didn't think they were going to be able to.
Et là qui va là. Et là ça va pas. Oh là je suis là. C'est moi que voilà. Ça va être très fort.
I don't know any of the words, but it's good.
Je vous arrête là.
They're talking about
Gadget au chapeau. Gadget au poing. Élastique au gadget, les bandits sont là. Ils n'échapperont pas. Si l'inspecteur fait gaffe, il marche ou marche pas.
This is good. It sounds more like video gamey than the.
Yeah,
like it's like I know it's essentially the same tune, but it's like there's more of a 16-bit feel to it or something.
Yeah.
The lyrics actually talk about going trying to capture Mad Cat and everything.
All right.
Ça n'en finit pas. Et là qui va là. Et là ça va pas. Oh là je suis
Yeah,
là.
it's kind of like that. It's a repeat of the same lyrics like going into like the second half of it.
8-bit, except that was it an 8-bit game, that Inspector Gadget game? Although I suppose it was on an 8-bit console as well.
Yeah. But there's actually a whole album for like Penny's theme. It's called Sophie's theme on the original soundtrack in France as well. So do you know there was a particular bit of music that would come on whenever Penny was doing shit with her book and that.
Right.
And yeah, it's actually kind of cool that they have their own separate soundtrack for the French version of it.
I suppose like kind kind of appeals to the whole, different strokes for different folks kind of premise.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's kind of the same thing with like Jason the Wheel Warriors. Like the original soundtrack was actually in French for that as well, and I believe it was also the same for Ulysses 31.
Oh yeah,
that would have been French first as well, definitely.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Oh.
Right, I think that's been enough of an ending to the show with a bit of or atypical musical interlude that has now become a thing.
I'm not going to lie, I was looking down through stuff and all popped into my head as things like Biker Mice from Mars and...
For anyone who's watching the show on the not live version and on the rewind or on YouTube afterwards or whatever, if it suddenly skips and you're wondering what music we're talking about, you can thank YouTube. That's why that's gone.
Yes.
So yeah, we can get away with it now, but there's a chance that if they give out about it later on, I'll probably just edit it out. So
just know, sadly, you missed out on some cool shit.
There was some cool stuff. Look up Korean Batman, because that's definitely worth a watch.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Mad like a fucking box of frogs on heroin.
Schmad is a bag of spiders. Schmad is a bag of spiders. Yeah, that's it from us over at the GoreCast. Don't forget, we're going to be back on Sunday night with doing a bit of Among Us as per usual, as well as myself and Giz are going to be over on American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to as GMTs, where the face that runs the place will be honouring us with his presence on the TV show, as we will be talking about Boneyard Press, which is his comic book company,
sweet.
starting up again, the launch of the Bill the Bull Omnibus Kickstarter stuff. We'll probably be talking a bit about the American Horrors Film Festival that's coming up as well as a whole bunch of other sidetracking things, because if you've watched any of the other interviews we've done with Hart, we stay on...
They sidetrack.
We stay on point for a certain amount of it, and then sometimes we just go wavy gravy and see what happens. You never know.
Much like everything else we do, apparently.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun.
Have you spoken about Japanese Spider-Man? We did Japanese Spider-Man last week, and it was fucking... That's a trip, to say the least. Yeah. Yeah, we'll catch you all. Oh yeah, before I go, if you are new to the channel and you haven't been here before, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It helps us get to that magical number of 1,000, where we can monetize the video and then have all of the people whose trailers we've played take that money back off us. But as I've mentioned before, it's always nice to have the option. And other than that, we'll catch you on Sunday night. GoreCast out, fuckers. Bye.
Bye.
Did you mean to play that one again?
No, fuck. GoreCast gone stale. What? Have the dial. God, that's hot as fuck today. Well, it's lovely out. Is that?
I like my sign off there. They're hanging with everyone like dancing to Tyburn.
We should go over and introduce ourselves. I don't think that's a good idea. It looks like he's having a mental breakdown. He always looks like he's having a mental breakdown. The thing is, hey, we have to go introduce ourselves. Come on. Hey, Mr. Cage, dude, it is so cool to meet you. We're big fans of your work. Oh, he is.
What? No, I'm not talking about fairy tale love. I'm talking about a mature relationship. You think I'm a kid?
No, I don't think you're a child. I'm very confused. Told you, mental breakdown.
Say you laugh!
Oh, very good. Anyway, I'm Johnny. This is my heterosexual life partner. The kids, we do a horror show. We thought it'd be really cool to come over and introduce us, have a chat maybe.
Sharon. Oh, what a beautiful name. It's incredible.
Who's Sharon? You Sharon? Neither of us. Telling you, mental breakdown.
Well. Just thought I should tell you. Okay. It's right off my mind. Oh yeah.
We're gonna pause. Man, I'm telling you, he's rubber snapped. He probably went all fucking method doing that Willy's Wonderland film recently.
Come on, Sharon.
No, I'd love to, but we really can't. We have it, no!
You like that too?
Jesus Christ, that was weird as fuck, man. I'm telling you, this gives me a good idea for an episode. John Sullivan begins this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to his GMT. It's only on American Horrors. We're going to be talking about some of Nicolas Cage's craziest roles in horror, as well as reviewing Willy's Wonderland, which has recently come out. You know, I think he was having a mental breakdown. Ah, for fuck's sake!
Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Yeah, it's pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something and they pause dramatically? She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.